We had made progress very quickly. Now that the consumer debt was gone, we took the extra payments that would have gone to that and threw it at the mortgage. That was fine. I mean, we weren't really pinched for anything. Still had plenty of money left over to, have fun a little bit. I don't think we were felt restricted at all because we had a goal and we wanted to get this thing done and figured it'll probably take several years, slow progress, but progress nonetheless, without being totally depleted of fun. It's not like we were in deprivation. There is a time to reflect on, well, what are you buying? Why do you need it? Is it necessary? Just being more intentional about where your money's being spent. And through this, we did. We found some opportunities to save. Well, 2019 really wasn't a great year. My mother had suffered a stroke in February and she passed away in April. And the whole time she was incapacitated. There was no way she was ever going to come back home. So it fell to me to get all of her stuff in order, and she didn't have any assets, so there was nothing to split up, but she had a lot of debt. And so I did what I could with what she had to try to clean some of that up. But she was essentially insolvent when she died, which is a nice legal term for poor, no money, no assets. Maybe later we'll talk about estate planning and doing wills and whatnot, but that whole process, I mean, I was focused on that. So we weren't as busy getting to work at paying the mortgage off or being that concerned about it. Once her estate was cleaned up, then we were back to it on our plan. By the way, mortgage in French means death pledge. It's a beautiful language. After 2019 came 2020, and I think something happened there. Oh yeah, the COOF. And we sort of stopped throwing extra money at the mortgage and stockpiled cash because things were getting a little crazy. We saved a pile of cash. I did invest a little bit of it. I'm not one to try to time the market. I'm a little bit skeptical of that method. I'm certainly not a day trader. I'm not equipped. I don't have access to that type of information to be confident in that. However, in March of 2020, there was a major dip in the market, and I did sense that it wasn't a complete economic collapse. It was just a reaction to what was going on. So as a result, the stock market went way down. And to me, that means that everything is on sale. So I did invest not all of our cash, but a good portion into one of my favorite mutual funds and let it sit in there. And we have been riding that like a stolen mule. We had a little bit more setback in 2020. My grandmother, my mother's mother, she passed away at the young age of 94, taken too soon. And she was a cool lady. I always enjoyed spending time with her, but I got to spend a little bit more time one-on-one with her. At the time, my mother was ill, pretty much daily conversations with her on the phone. She lived a state away, but she just was just a smooth, level-headed, just cool cat. Because she and my mother were nurses, she understood medical talk, and so I could give information to her straight about my mother's condition, and she could handle it. Grandma was very smart with her money. She had, actually, for her age, I was helping my uncle clean up her estate, and really not much to clean up. I mean, she had stuff in order, but she had some pretty aggressive uh, funds that her retirement portfolio was in. And I was like, dang, she was not in those types of aggressive funds by accident. She had picked them intentionally. I'm guessing she had to arm wrestle her financial advisor because I'm guessing he would have been like, oh no, 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 you want real stable funds. This is a good uh, old school German woman. You didn't argue with her. Well, you could. It would be pointless and you'd get shut down right away. So it was best to just let grandma do what she knew how to do. So then 2020 rolls on. 2021, a little unstable still, but we kept stockpiling cash. By 2022, most of the madness from the COOF had blown over, but now it was time. Let's smack down the mortgage. Things look a little bit more stable. So we pumped a bunch of cash into that. And I can't remember the exact amount. I thought maybe I could only do like 10,000 extra a month paying online. And I wanted to go a little quicker, but it actually was a good balance between keeping some cash reserves and getting the mortgage paid down. Now in 2023, I was ready to be done with it, the mortgage. So I called up the bank and they said, "Hey, you got a branch close by to you. You can actually walk in there, pay the rest of it off if you like." And they emailed me a quote, payoff quote. Cool. It was like for the next week, Wednesday. So my wife and I thought, oh, it's right by her work. So let's go there during lunch. We'll pay it off and celebrate. Well, something came up and Wednesday wasn't going to work for her. Like, that's fine. Let's go in on Tuesday. So I go pick her up at lunchtime and we go over to the bank and thought, hey, this is fun. We're going to pay the mortgage off. And well, the quote, of course, was for the next day, not the day we were in there. The teller had to get it fixed. I mean, they weren't annoyed by it, but it was like, hey, we're here. We're ready to do this. And then, oh, please hold. And there's a little back and forth. Not bad. I mean, it was a regional bank that was holding the mortgage and they're fine people. I had no issues with that. But hey, I'm excited. I want to get this thing done. I think the difference was like $1.41. Don't write the check because I don't want to have to, pull $1.41 out of the till to give you change. Whatever. And, for us, it was exciting. Like, hey, this thing is done. We have no mortgage. Well, there was nobody else in the bank. It's not like I was going to sit in there and scream. I'm not that way anyway, but I was hoping maybe balloons would drop from the ceiling or the branch manager would come out and congratulate us. But no, nothing like that. I got a receipt that we paid it off and I got a piece of candy out of the jar. So that's about all the celebrating we were allowed to do. However, we had a paid for house. It was all ours and no bank was going to be able to take it from us. Other folks might be able to. Government might come in and do eminent domain or, God forbid, I forget to pay $50 on my tax bill and you can bet they will come looking for it. But at least the mortgage was gone. The original mortgage was $226,000 in 2008. At that time, the interest rate was around 6% when we did the initial purchase. It dropped a couple times the next couple years and we were able to refi. We did like a super streamlined refi with one of the current lenders. And I kept thinking it was like just advertisement. They were sending a FedEx envelope every couple of weeks. And I was like, what is this crap? Well, no, they wanted to help save me money, and recast the loan, I'm sure, for another couple of years. But I took advantage of that, and it was really very simple. Now, if we had just stayed at that 6% and kept 30 years and never did a refi or recast, the payoff would have been in 2037, and we would have paid $250,000 in interest on a $226,000 loan. That would have been a total of $476,000 to live in this house, which is an okay house. It's no mansion. It's not a shanty, but I don't think I would be comfortable having paid $476,000 for it. It's a fine house, but my gosh. Well, all told, essentially we spent 15 years paying the mortgage. If we had just done a 15-year initially, it would have been paid off at the same time. So in total, we paid $97,754.62 in interest on our original, we'll say $226,000 loan. Quite a savings from $250,000 that it would have been, but still, yikes, $97,000 in interest for the bank. I have no problem. They can make money. That's, they need to have a profit. But I don't think I would have really paid attention to that number had I not gotten smart about money, educating myself about personal finances. You just roll along. It's the American way, right? No, I'm not a person of great emotion, a little distant, so I'm told, on certain things, but I will say not having any debt does feel good. It's very calming for me. Not that I was ever terribly worried about debt, but not having it is kind of nice. It's just like, don't worry about these things. Well, that's the information that I've got about paying off debt completely. And thanks for watching. Hope you're having a great day.